Hello. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you. Wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this, welcome to my channel. Okay, I was hearing you got to give report. You got to give report. You got to give report. I'm okay. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now. Right now. I'm doing it. So ultimately, right? I've been doing what I'm supposed to do. Ultimately, uh, I went to a space that I had filled out an application at before all of the craziness went down, so to speak, with me having to transition and shift and all that other good stuff, right? I went back there to check on the status of my application as well as, ooh, airplane. But as well as, I filled out another application for them, and they told me to expect, if I don't hear anything within a week, basically to come back up there, right? One of the things, it was a few things that kind of happened with me hearing that in particular. The first thing that came into place with it is what it was that was going on and took place while I was out in the county, right? And I kept hearing, you got another week, you got another week, you got another week. And it was one of those, okay, I'm trying to do what I needed help with doing. You know what I'm saying? So I could get out of the situation, and also so I could assist, however best it would be to assist in those situations. Ultimately though, right? What I did today, I just heard talk about whatever on your mind. It's not a whole bunch on my mind. I helped my daughter finish, complete her generational cycles. The generational curses it was that would have been bestowed on her. Yeah, I helped her break that shit right off the bat while she young, so she ain't got to grow up in it. Um, and it's just the waiting game and waiting process that comes into place with it. We even went over a few interview questions and all that other stuff too, in case, even if it don't be this particular job, if it's another job that she could possibly get, so she'll be prepared for it. A lot of the life skills it was that I learned them through the visual aid from parents, but someone actually sitting down and walking me through it, that took place when I was in AFJ ROTC. That's part of the reason why I have such a militant mindset too. Outside of family being in the military and having a deep admiration and appreciation for those who are in the military period, right? And having an appreciation for the structure and all of that, how it's executed, I know it's something completely fucking different. But on paper it seems easy, but you get the underlying things that go into place. It was highlighted, of course, in A Few Good Men, but it was talked about a lot, and even paid attention to in different movies reflecting different ethnicities in the military. Yeah, like 6888 is one of them. The Tuskegee Airmen is another one. Yeah, I did a few readings and found out about that kind of stuff. That's how I typically pick up on any type of information. I'll do a reading and then it'll come to me later on down the line. Right. I said thank you. Oh, y'all welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. If you can hear me on the energetic sense, because y'all know it don't register on my thing. But no, yesterday uh when I did it before I went out, I was hearing here's the beautiful thing about uh headphones and things of that nature. You'll be amazed how much you can pick up through headphones, because just because a person has headphones on don't mean that they listening to something. There's that. The other thing is I typically like listening to music and stuff, but I was watching reading. It's a few readers. My favorite readers, let me go ahead and explain this to y'all. For my actual favorite readers, and as I call them, the super readers, and they are a part of Soul Tribe and all that, is because I get uh instructions on where to go and how to navigate through certain things. One of the other portions of it, though, right? Yeah, was that I know my emails are being watched. My emails, text messages, all that shit is being surveilled. And within that going surveilled and tracked. So within that going on and going down, I pretty much pay attention to uh what my intuition is telling me to do. 555 when I said that. But what my intuition is telling me to do, and my inner compass, and my inner knowing will be telling me to do with a lot of different situations. It helps a lot, and it proves very fruitful for me. So I'm really happy about that. The other thing that comes into place with it is I made sure, right? No, cause now I'm seeing all of the little bugs and stuff that was in our suitcases that didn't want to come out. They made they made a visit, y'all. They made a visit at my people house, and I was so embarrassed. The reason why I was embarrassed behind it was because I figured we had been outside enough to where the bugs would have crawled out already, and that wasn't the case. That was not the case at all. And so them popping out right now, I'm killing them on sight for the most part. But I still gotta shake the tent out and all that other good stuff, and uh, shake the actual suitcases out, because it looked like they actually deeper in the suitcases from where it was that they were crawling. But yeah, and they wasn't to my knowledge, they wasn't there at first. But the space it was that I was in beforehand is left its remnants, so to speak, uh, and its impression on my belongings. So there's that. The other thing though, today realistically did what I usually do, minus going for a walk. I didn't go for a walk earlier today. Yeah, because I had mm mm mm. I had to do job hunting, right? Not only for myself, but I showed my daughter how to do it because she's of age, right? So I went ahead and showed her how to do it as well. And, like I said, walked her through quite a few different little things it would be that was going on. While I was riding the bus, though, today and yesterday, a lot of stuff it kept coming to me. And I was like, I didn't really, I really don't understand why a person wants you to go back and forth with them about whether or not they accept you for who you are, or whether or not they can even see you as a person. I'm not finna make you do shit I can make you wish you had, but I'm not finna make you do it. That's ridiculous. It takes too much damn energy. In that regard, energy, essence, all that shit. In that regard, yeah, I'm lazy. And making a motherfucker like me, yes, I'm lazy. I'm lazy as hell. I'm not finna be bending over backwards to make a motherfucker like my ass. There's that. The other thing was though, I had noticed with what it was that was taking place at the space I was in over downtown with the last client it was that I had noticed that the name Jackie had came up. So I had already known it would be a loaves and fishes situation. And it was one of those, no, loaves and fishes, yeah. The way that it started, right, was me calling. I had been calling 211, y'all, right, with being unhoused back in 2020. I had called 211 and had been calling them every motherfucking day for damn me weeks. I want to say about a month or two calling them, and finally it was because of Mama Cat, right, that I was able to get in it, but it was because she knew the guy who ran the Salvation Army, and that's how I was able to get into Salvation Army and then they shifted me over to Loaves and Fishes. Basically, it's a funneling system that comes into place. Salvation Army is one of the places that typically has a lot of beds. Salvation Army and Gateway 180. I know about Gateway 180 because I used to work there, and so yeah, I know how the system works. I know how the system works very well. I'm not ignorant to it because I had to do it for myself, and I also used to have to do it for students and stuff like that. So with me having to work within those parameters and me being out in the field a lot, and just even with performing poetry, a lot of people got to know me through the performance aspect. So with them knowing me, or knowing me by stage name in that regard, the Fifth Degree and performance aspect, when they would see me as a person, if they didn't like my performance, then they can, take their shit out on me however they wanted to in real life. But in any event, the train of it was the generational curse that was being broken, because was choosing to stay with family and them just drain you of every fucking thing it is you have, not allowing you the opportunity to save your money and then shift and change and transition from one house to the next. Since that wasn't an option then, the way that it was broken for me, right, in those moments was me actually going to a shelter and seeking housing. What took place at Lowe's, at Salvation Army, was the same thing it was that happened at Loaves and Fishes. But the difference was, with Salvation Army, I didn't get the opportunity to do any readings there, but Jacoby, she twisted her ankle on the playground, and I saw a UFO while I was out at the one in Overland. Then and at that time I was still working at Fortune Teller Bar, and I would make sure the kids would get off to school, and then I would go to Fortune Teller Bar to meet up with clients for one of the owners, Sarah, because she couldn't make it, but she trusted my spiritual knowledge to guide other people. To guide them and instruct them on what it is that they would need to do in order to receive spiritual insight. Hey, Ascension, 1, 2, 3, 4, when I said that. But yeah, so in any event, she allowed for, and she was cool for a while. I don't see her as being a bad person or nothing. I just haven't spoken to her in a nice little second. And I had to give Salvation Army my, what they called it. I had to give them my schedule for working at Fortune Teller Bar. Because that was how I was making money at the time. Primarily because my parents had faded, so to speak, with me dealing with Poetic Justice Open Mic. This is the Lightwork Ain't Lightwork shadow aspect of things. This is not a promotion for that show. This is not a promotion for any of those people. This is me reviewing and giving insight on what it was that took place and the part it is that everybody played in things. A lot of times people feel like, oh, it's a lot of moving parts. It's not a lot of moving parts for real. Not to me, because I know exactly who would be at the foundation of it. And they'd be like, I am not trying to address that stupid shit, because if the universe is already whooping their ass, realistically, and fucking them up, it'd be feeling like me pouring salt in it, so to speak. And that's how they be trying to catch my ass up with, oh, you got resentment and you holding a grudge. No, bitch, I just remember what the fuck it is that happened, you fucking weirdo. Can't get mad at me because I remember everything that happened in my life. It is my life. Fucking weird ass people. Anyway. In any event, though, with Salvation Army, the woman, right? And I had posted Lightwork Ain't Lightwork on my at the time it was on my Facebook page that I posted, that I had started posting Lightwork Ain't Lightwork, like, share, subscribe, and then I put my YouTube link at that time. And that was when I first started noticing people. And in addition to that, I would post the links for different healing tones. I've been listening and utilizing frequencies as a measure for assisting in healing and things of that nature for, I want to say, I started that in like 2015, 2016. So for about 10 years, I've been doing that part. I just needed to know how to correlate the healing frequencies with the message that it will be coming through with the person that it will be applied to. And that's what led me to do the studies and things of that nature within Lightwork mathematics. Now, Lightwork mathematics, it does deal more so with the birth chart of a person, because people have 5 different birth charts. And but it deals a lot with that. But there are things that can be identified through a tarot reading and through an essence or an energy reading. And it is certifiable that it is correct, because I've seen it manifest directly with people that I would have worked with in real life. So there's that. But back to Salvation Army, the woman, she had came in the next day and she had on sunglasses, and it was after I had posted like a third eye chakra thing. And I had asked her, I was like, "You got a headache, don't you?" And she was like, "Yeah, I do." And she was a whole lot nicer to me after I posted that particular frequency, so to speak. So that kind of made me feel like, oh, okay, well, if she listens to the frequency, she might have a headache, especially if she have any like addictions or mental situations that will be going on, if there's any spell work or anything, because going through an ascension process, it feels like your fucking head is breaking wide the fuck open, y'all. I'm so serious. It can feel like your head breaking open, and especially depending on the level of spell work it is that you would have been under in that particular level, right, of the experience. A lot of people be forgetting that you can still ascend even if it's a lot of dark magic being done on you. That's part of your ascension that would come into place. The universe would be testing you if you're ready for the next step, so to speak. And do you know how to not only persevere, but do you know how to identify? It's like a test from the universe, basically. Can you identify what it is that's going on? What do you know to do to shift it and change it? And are you the type of person to utilize what you have available to you versus what somebody else would have told you needed? That shaman, yeah, that's the true marks of shamanism, so to speak. And that came from some readings that I had did a long time ago with the Necromonicon deck. Unfortunately, a lot of people have a lot of darker associations and connotations with like inner earth and things of that nature. But if you know to do the history on a lot of different things, it could make a whole lot more sense to you. And sure, I don't feel like I know everything, but I do feel like I know a little bit about a lot of different topics. And I'm willing to ask questions to a person who would have more information. I have to tell y'all this, y'all. I just had a cup of milk and my body has been craving milk for a nice little second. So if y'all hear me farting, my bad. I'm just letting you know right now. I am one of those people who are lactose intolerant, but I like milk. You'll get over it. You will. And that's the other reason why I kind of was like, oh, shoot, I got to get settled a little bit more before I give a report. Before I tell people what the fuck is going on. Before I tell people what's going on, because, I don't want to, have to hold in my poop. It is a very uncomfortable thing. Oh my goodness, holding in your poop before you can go out. Oh my God. Yeah, that do be part of the way that I can relate to what constitutes as domesticated animals. That would be part of the connection. And we saw a puppy outside, or while we were outside, we saw a puppy, and that typically happens with me a lot. Animals come around me. I'm used to it at this point. I'm actually grateful for it. Primarily because I know that's another way that the ancestors can check on me, despite the fact that it be people who be utilizing them po babies as fetches. Y'all just ain't shit. Just greedy. Selfish. It's selfish. But anyway, other than that, I just heard, do you constitute yourself as settled right now? I'm as settled as I can be. I want to go ahead and get this over and done with so that I can shake out some more of this stuff in this tent and get, yeah, I just seen 2 roaches. I was like, these motherfuckers is not supposed to be here. But then I had to remember, it's been raining and within it raining, I haven't taken everything out and shaken and I haven't done, gone through the whole process because of that. But in any event, yeah, I got a little bit of time today. I'm gonna at least start the process. Um, in any event though, other than that, um, and I was telling my daughter the steps it is and what it is, to pay attention to for her with her being an intuitive as well. Like all of my children are energetically inclined, thankfully, and they're awake, right? Are they necessarily fully aware? My older 2 kids, they're semi-aware. They're working on it and they're getting, and they're strengthening their gifts independently. If they need my assistance, they know I don't have no problem with helping. But even in that, they're pretty smart. And all I got to do is tell them what it is that they would need to look into, or they'll just look it up themselves. And that's really helpful, even in that regard. But with my baby girl, I got her so I can walk her through the steps. And if she got questions, I could just answer them, right off the bat. The other thing, though, right? Yeah, because I have been hearing so much shit, y'all. So much stuff. I don't think people really understand the stuff it is that I have to keep to myself, and I just have to do stuff I have to do something about. I be hearing a whole bunch of shit. And so with me just hearing other things it is that will be going on, to the extent or to the effect of that could endanger another person. That's the reason why I personally say I don't do well with a person saying, oh, I'm an intuitive and I made a mistake. No, bitch, you can't make no motherfucking mistakes when you're an intuitive. I don't want to hear that shit. You can't claim, with the connected conduit. It's more, because she claims to be, like spiritual warriors and all this other stuff, but then you turn around and you say you felt like you made this mistake that would have cost me my fucking life. All because you are working through an agenda. I don't have an agenda other than there being fairness for everyone, not just for no one ethnicity. And it's a balancing throughout world history that will be going on, not just a balancing of what the fuck happened yesterday. You can't impose a spell, basically. Or that's right, get into it. Okay, you can't impose a spell. Chilling cases, he came back for revenge. Let me turn off these notifications real quick, y'all. Let me stop. Let me stop. I ain't got nothing. I'm not supposed to be paying attention. How I turn off these notifications? Okay, let me just leave that there. I just cleared them out there. But with connected conduit, because she was doing the same thing that Mary Jo Nelson was doing. And when it's all said and done, that was part of the reason why there was so many issues in the twin flame community, because it was supposedly this set standard, right? That it be one person of one ethnicity and background and another person in another ethnicity as a background. And it's like, nah, that's not how that's not how that's supposed to go. Because you have free will choice as a twin flame, like, period. And when I was having a conversations with, I'll just say his name because he ain't putting no he ain't pumping no fruit through my blood. He do all this, these motherfuckers orchestrate all this shit, but you notice they don't show up to my face, like, at all. I just heard somebody say, I'm proud of you. Oh, thank you so much. I've been needing to hear that. When I've been hearing that more up to date, y'all don't understand what that does to my little spirit and what it does to my little willpower. People be thinking, oh, you just so confident. Oh, this is one of those, I'm confident, but just because a person is confident don't mean it's a bad thing to compliment them. I like compliments, and when I say I like compliments, meaning I like giving them and I like receiving them. But in any event, thank you for that. Um, but it's one of those, they don't show up to my face. They could say whatever the fuck they want to on social media and get a rile out of it, yeah, and get, people on the bandwagon, but none of these motherfuckers come around me in real life to tell me shit. And one of the things that was really pissing me off behind it is their end of incomplete cycles that come into place, which is the reason why I did things the way it was I did them today. I don't like when people who know that they would have watched and gotten insight and gained off of me telling me that I would need to come and work for them in order for me to receive whatever it is that they know they personally owe me. That's like you making your employer pay off your debt, your spiritual debt and your personal debt. And you could do that by simply giving something out of your fucking paycheck. Don't send a motherfucking job my way. I can get a job. I had no problems with getting jobs before these motherfuckers ganged up and played all these damn games and shit with me. Let's keep it a buck. I ain't had no problem with doing that shit beforehand. And it's just now more up to date. And I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about when I was first able to actually just fill out an application. Like, it had been so difficult for me to even fill out applications because of the supposed confusion magic that was done. It's one of those, okay, y'all want me to anchor all this shit? Fine, I'll anchor all this shit, and then I'll go ahead and shift over and do whatever it is I would need to do. So that's what I started doing, and that started pissing them off even more. So, hey. So what ended up happening in regards to it, I ended up making sure that I checked on an application that I had already filled out. It was around that time where whoever that India Love chick was, just follow me on this. The India Love chick, whatever the fuck she had going on. Yeah, and you know what? I heard, say whatever you have to. They didn't pull none of this shit with Jada. I'm gonna go ahead and put that the fuck out here. They ain't pulling none of this shit with her. But yet you think that you finna try and do all this weird shit with me? And part of it make me feel like they didn't pull this shit with her was because they are part of the same damn group. And shit, I heard they are. Okay, well, that makes some motherfucking sense. And even in that regard, bitch, leave me alone. I'm too damn old to be dealing with them young ass little girls and them running their fucking mouth. Anybody who is mentally not there, I can't deal with it. But in any event, I ended up doing that with my daughter, and then we were catching a bus, and it was some stuff that was coming up, and it's not really a family feud, it's a family understanding, and people don't like when the understanding is, oh my goodness, this person really did do more than what I gave them credit for. And it's one of those, and you're not gonna be cussing me the fuck out in order for me to do it again. You cussing me out or making me feel bad, or even stop fucking praying. I tell people, and when I say stop praying, some people pray, P-R-A-Y. Other people pray, P-R-E-Y. Yeah, no, I'm not telling what I want to manifest. I learned my lesson behind it. Every time I told what I wanted to manifest, it got fucked up so bad. It got fucked up horribly. Because a lot of people are still under the guise of, is under that letter, what the reconciliation would be. The reconciliation would be me having a job, me having my kids, and me having a house. And me having a husband. It wouldn't be me having no apartment. It wouldn't be me having no apartment. It wouldn't be me having a boyfriend. It wouldn't be a motherfucker me doing my prosperity rituals and ancestral shit for it. No, that is not a part of the reconciliation. Those bitches knew that. That was part of the reason why I felt some type of way. I heard say whatever you, okay. That was part of the reason why I felt some type of way about the lion dudes. It's one of those, y'all know, whenever they would come around me, I definitely made sure that they were taken care of and shit, and with the utmost respect. Over the course of these past couple days, though, I have been seeing the police. I've seen the police run up in somebody's house, and like a lot of them, I want to say it was about like 8-9 cars. And I was like, well, I'll be damned. And that was over off Tucker. And then I saw I don't know what the hell it was that happened when I was out over on the south side though, filling out applications and, showing my daughter the ropes as far as that's concerned. Okay, Emperor, recognition, King of Pentacles. Okay, excuse me. But with me, having a good understanding of what it is that I know that's been going on. Yeah, because with the sheriff's department, I know that I noticed a lot of them. Them motherfuckers loved if I said Corey name because they felt like I was so in love with him and all this other shit. And the whole time it's like y'all feeling like I'm in love with him, but I'm telling you that I don't like the way he treat me and that I'm showing y'all what the fuck it is I'm going through. If I'm going through that with a person who's supposed to be spiritually inclined, I don't give a fuck if he's Christian. I don't give a fuck if he's motherfucking Muslim. He's supposed to be able to energetically and spiritually protect me. He was not doing what he was supposed to do. Y'all should have had an idea of it and an inclination of that shit well before my chubby ass said any fucking thing to you about it. That's where my disappointment lies in that. You're saying it's supposed to be an international situation, but in the internationalist aspect, y'all didn't even consider me to be an international person until I pitched a bitch about it on Women's International Day and said black women are international too, and started posting my fucking pictures so much so to where it flooded everybody's fucking timelines. In that regard, my disappointment that reigned in regards to the identification portion is your mothers, your sisters, your daughters have African ancestry. They may as well have Hispanic ancestry, Chinese ancestry, German ancestry. There's nothing wrong with them claiming that. But those of us, and even walking more so in that than the African ancestry. But don't get mad at those of us who are like my little self, who know that are willing to stand up for whichever ethnicity ain't getting the attention. And it just so happens that the African American women population who have able, right, to fully trace their heritage back to Africa, right, is willing to say something about it because I have more indigenous, or is it more? Technically it will be more, but I have just as much indigenous Native American heritage in my bloodstream as I do African. So that's why, you're not finna tear me the fuck apart and shred me into fucking pieces all because you don't know who the fuck you are and you trying to figure that shit the fuck out. And even on the journey of self-discovery, it's just to tell you another part of your history. That's not gonna be everything. And if you don't eat, I heard say what you had to. Most motherfuckers who be talking that bullshit, they don't even know the original name for Africa. And I'm not about to tell you. They don't know the original name. They don't know that Africa is a continent. Africa is the name of the continent, and it has different countries. And in the countries in Africa, it has different states. But you want to proclaim that you know all this information, or we need to get... Stop it. Just fucking stop it. Y'all sound... you still feeding into that separationism paradigm. Don't nobody want to deal with that shit. It's too annoying. That's that part. The other portion of it, right? Within the raising of vibrations that came into place. I told everybody, this is the reason why I be feeling some type of way, right? When I heard that, to even as spiritual downloads, because I'll still hear them, so to speak, but I don't have to acknowledge them and I don't have to do shit about it. I'm not finna get in trouble with the deities because y'all want some fucking help. Oh, no. I was told I follow all of what they call them, the rules of engagement. I did what I'm supposed to do already. I don't owe you anything. And the reality is, if you feel that you don't owe me, that's absolutely fine. But if karma is whooping your ass because you know you actually do, hey, that's something completely different as well. In short, that's not nothing you need to take up with me. Leave me the fuck out of it. In short, keep my name out your motherfucking mouth. In that regard, the devil and so it's gonna be some structural transitions within there being burdens and things of that nature. No, that must be from when I texted my son. I had texted my son, some of the things that was going on. Because my kids, true enough, they were hindered quite a bit, but they still make a way, and they still have, as I was told that I have after my mom passed. It's called mother wit. It's called mother wit. Um. Oh, thank you. But yeah, so I did that, and in the process of me doing it, I reached out to a resource that I was granted while I was in Atlanta to see if, they could be of any assistance. Heard, yep, that's what I wanted to know. Okay, so that they could be of any assistance to me with this whole transition situation and how it is. Yeah, because I like to make a plan. I like to make a plan. I even present it to God, but I prefer to be the type of person to present a plan to God and him laugh at my plan and critique it and be like, oh, I'm so proud of you for doing this. And he critique it, and then I still get what I want. In short, I'm proactive opposed to being reactive. And I typically am that way on a regular basis. In any event though, no, cause the reason why I initially went to Atlanta was because I did heard you say my name. Okay, I had told Dominique about it, and that I would have to actually go there. I would have to actually show them what it is that would need to be done. I told him that back in, was that April of 2025? Like April. It was no, it wasn't in April. Because I remember seeing that one picture of him looking like he was going to get on a plane. Yeah, he looked like he was about to fuck some shit up and get on a plane. It was like, sir, no, stop, hold on. I need you to do this. Yeah, we got to do it the right way. We got to do it the right way. You can't just be, yeah. Yeah, that you know what? You could that I do love that Sagittarius attitude in him. I love it because I have it too. It's one of those, oh, somebody fucking up. Let me go whoop their ass real quick. But it's realistically a matter of, I heard you could say what you have to. It's realistically just a matter of me knowing he it's certain ways that certain things would have to be done in order for it to not bring about a cycle coming back up later on down the line. That's what it was. The preventative maintenance. Yeah, it was the preventative maintenance that would come into place. And my thing was, it was like, okay, yeah, if I know exactly what it is I'm dealing with and exactly what it is that I would have to do, I can go ahead and do it, knock that out real quick, and go on to the next thing. Because I have recognized, heard you know how to read pictures. Yeah, I was reading the pictures, and I was like, oh shit, I know what's going on with you. Well, first and foremost, you're going to have to get away from quite a few different people. It's going to be some motherfuckers you going to be sad that's not going to be around. And you probably been around them for a while, and it's going to fuck you up. When I first started talking to him, I had let him know, regardless of being a twin flame or not, this shit is not for the faint at heart, and it's not for the light at heart. You get betrayed every 5 fucking minutes. You get told no all the damn time. And it'll be in areas and from aspects of, and you'll get your heart broken so fucking much. But I also was encouraging him in the way it is that I encourage myself. It's one of those, since I know that all of these things are going to happen, it's better for you to keep an open heart, and that be what represents that 3 of Swords essence. It's one of those, opposed to it being about a broken heart, it's about having an open heart. Just because you may not be receiving what you think you're supposed to receive from this person or that person, it may be coming from another aspect and another avenue. So pay attention to that other avenue, because everyone serves a particular purpose in our lives to either anchor things or whatever, what have you. So in that regard, and I knew that to be so, because I also knew that since he had made that particular post, yeah, it was in the story. Since he had made that particular post, that it was about, the fuck shit was about to start. It was about to go down. I seen it, I knew it, and it was like, okay, if ain't none of these motherfuckers who rapping and playing these games and talking about, oh yeah, Fifth, we love you, and woo, woo, on the energetic level, if your ass not showing up in 3D, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up, because I got to handle what the fuck it is I'm seeing go on right now. That is not disrespectful, because what a lot of people like, and a lot of people they had encountered me on the energetic sense was in what they thought was a delusional state. I haven't been in a delusional state of existence or being ever in my life. I'm just really spiritually inclined, and I could tell what I see going on. And at one point, I was telling Corey about it, because he was one of the people that I was working more closely with in regards on the spiritual aspect. Now, he took advantage of that. He really did. He took advantage of it, and he fucked it up. And it was one of those, okay, God told me that I had to let you go. And I said, okay. Some people just don't want to heal. That's fine. Go on about your damn day. You got other people that you have to deal with. It's like in the nursing and the healing, and even in the teaching aspect, because I've dealt with this. Yeah, this is like, in that regard, it would be a personal battle, and I guess you can say it would be egotistical, because you want everybody to be able to progress at the same time. And the good teachers and good nurses, yeah, we feel like we done fucked up if somebody dies on us. We don't ever consider it, or dies or doesn't transition at the right time. We feel like it's a failure, because you got everybody at the same time, so everybody's supposed to do it at the same time. We don't ever really take into account of like free will choices, and that no matter how many resources it is that we would have had, maybe that person, it's just not their time to do it at that point. And when I finally came to the conclusion of that, and I knew I went through all of the steps, did everything it was that I was supposed to, it's one of those, okay, I've done everything that I'm supposed to, and you still don't want to do things the right way. Everybody still want to play these games. You want to try and put the same people around me who you knew that mean me no good. No, we're not doing this. So since you, in short, it's the whole prospect, idea, paradigm of the student surpassing the teacher, and the teacher surpassing the student. Which one? The dichotomy of which one came first, the chicken or the egg, is pretty much what that boils down to. But even in those regards, he was never my teacher. I didn't need him to teach me shit. He couldn't teach me shit. He could barely even control the little bitches that was running the fuck around his ass. Yeah, you can't control them hoes. What the fuck make you think you gonna be able to control me? That's craziness. That's foolishness. That's fuckery. You can't even control your own damn household. And what the fuck is going on with your fucking teenager? You think you gonna be able to control me as a grown ass woman? Nigga, please. If you don't get your weird ass on some damn word, this shit's just fucking weird. So in any event though, I heard, I'm so proud of you for standing up for yourself. Oh my goodness, thank you. Because you know what it was triggering me back to? It was a really long time ago that it happened. It was a girl who was picking on my sister. And I could take it when people would pick on me, but when you pick on the people that I love, that's something completely different. But she was picking on my sister, and she pulled a knife on my baby sister, and I put that little bitch in the hospital. I sure the fuck did. And then right after that, every person who ran to come tell me that she had a knife on my sister, I stopped fucking with them hoes too, because it's one of those, bitch, I shouldn't have had to whoop her ass. You should have did it when you first fucking seen it. What the fuck is you coming and snitching for and running and telling me when you could have handled it right fucking in and there? Because on the flip side, if anybody would have did some shit to one of the people I consider the friends to one of their sisters, I would have stood up for their ass right there and there, whooped person ass and gone on by my damn day. But I wasn't getting that same reciprocation. I cut all them bitches off, and I was 12 when I did that. 4411. In short, this ain't nothing new. It's nothing new about it at all, period. But back to what I was saying with the whole situation with me being over in the area that I was in, with the name Jackie coming up, I knew that it was some shit going on with Loaves and Fishes. They tried that shit with me last year. With me going back to Loaves and Fishes. She told me all it takes is for a person in real life to tell me in those types of establishments that they don't want me there. Not only did they not want me there, but they made sure that they took my ass all the fucking far away. They made sure I had money first, and they put me in, and they didn't pay for the hotel. I paid for the hotel. So now what a lot of people are calling themselves doing, and I'm aware of it, and yeah, but they're doing a really bad job of it. They really are, because I put Lightwork ain't Lightwork LLC on my thing all the damn time, and not one time did either one of these bitches ever hit me in my damn email and say, hey, you know, okay, we fucked up as an organization, yeah, so let's make this right. They didn't do that, but they want to go on social media and run their fucking mouth and talk to everybody else around me as if I'm not gonna figure this shit out. Yeah, me riding the bus, I get a whole bunch of fucking information off of the bus, and that's why I have to switch up my route a lot, because some shit I don't really care to fucking know. Yeah, like with some of the with some of the reasons it is I be listening to. And, you know, because it's come up in a few of them, it's like, oh, you gonna see this happen. It's one of those, I don't want to see it happen because I can't help. I was trying to prevent it from happening altogether, and it didn't work. Yeah, for me, it's like a reminder of the failure. It's a reminder of the failure that those failed students, so to speak. So I heard, does it feel like embarrassment to you? Yes, it does. It feels like a humiliation ritual. Me seeing them fuck up and still do the same shit over and over and not just break the damn chain and get whatever spiritual shit it is up off of them so that they can have better. Yes, it's like a humiliation ritual, because I was the person who was informing them of things. And it's like, you just making a motherfucking fool out of me. You making it seem like everything I fucking told you didn't exist. You did, yeah. It's like, oh my God, you don't have. You want to humiliate my ass? You're doing it right the fuck now. Her, but you know they really not right though. I was like, yeah, I know, but it still doesn't take away from my humanitarian viewpoint in that regard, and the fact that I still, thankfully, I will say, have people who still pay attention. Who paid attention and who like, okay, I know what I gotta do now. And if they see, yeah, like some people when they see me, I be happy that I seen them. I do. Others, it be one of those, okay, yeah, I want to see other people though. I've seen, it feels like I've seen all 279,000 people in motherfucking St. Louis. It do. It really, really do. It really, really do. And with the shit it was that happened last winter, it was, yeah, it was, even in the whole mother wit, it was like a battle of wits. And when you battling somebody who's not that smart, it's like a waste of time, and it's like busy work, and it's a distraction. And yeah, and it was just making shit so much more difficult for me to be able to gain the necessary clarity, because a lot of the clarity it is that, yeah, a lot of shit could have been cleared the fuck up then had there not been so much chaos and shit running around before then and rampant. That's part of the reason why it's certain people that I would still keep in touch with, because I had been dreaming about it. Yeah, and I wanted whatever it was that was gonna come into place to just go ahead and happen. Yeah, so you can get to the next fucking level. Well, I ended up taking care of a lot of that shit. The problem that comes into place with that is it fucked up, yeah, like the timeline for the other dreams it was that I was having. And a lot of the shit could have been avoided. Yeah, her, say what you have to. A lot of the shit could have been avoided if people did what the fuck I told them to with me. It shouldn't have had to go to me having to cancel contracts and do all this extra shit. And no, you must, yeah, that's just fucking rude. And that's egotistical on their part. Because you fucked up and you didn't cut your own damn self out of some shit. When you were getting warned from not just one reader, yeah, it was like 8 or 9 of them at the time when it first started about 2 years ago. And I paid attention to it. And yeah, the one, yeah, Empress Bella, I love her so much. Primarily because the readings that she was doing about 2-3 years ago was actually happening with me. But with the way that it was manifesting with me, it was manifesting as names, places, and then as actual diseases that were being identified and stuff like that. I was doing the readings at the same time, but I was identifying people who would have had, like mental shit going on with them, and yeah, who would have needed the healing aspects and all that other stuff. With me identifying that way and her seeing it from the outside portion, yeah, it realistically, that helped me correlate a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, the same thing happened with Rhea. See, here's the deal. I just started telling y'all about these particular readers because I noticed when I told whoever was a part of that group chat, that 255 whatever group chat, whoever was a part of that, if I told that group chat about it, those persons would be delivering messages for them. So instead of me just watching a reading, I just see if that person would have posted. Which reminds me, I gotta watch her stuff. Cause I just gotta make sure I watch it. I heard Missy in Wonderland. Yeah, I gotta make sure I watch it. But even with that, because I know whenever I go to a place, it's certain shit that I'm gonna have to do, even if I'm on vacation. It's certain shit that I'm just gonna do. Like, I haven't had a vacation. Regardless of what anybody else fucking thinks or says, I know what the fuck it is that I've been doing while I've been there, and the people who are actually there know what it is that I've been doing since I was there, or within me being there. Or what'd you notice since you left Atlanta? So I done seen a couple things that happened since I left Atlanta. Yeah, and it's like, why everybody fighting all of a sudden? I'm gonna need y'all to chill the fuck out. Yeah, part of it is like, okay, is y'all spells backfiring on y'all? Or what the fuck? Come on now. Yeah, I seen one of them was NBA YoungBoys. I seen his, he was like, it ain't no love for. That's what, now whether he was saying it that way or not, I don't know. But the energy behind it is like, dude, chill out. Take deep breaths. It's okay. That's part of, that's just the part of it. Yeah, play heart chakra healing. Part of that though, right? With the show and tell aspect. I did notice when you are going through those phases of heart chakra healing, all of the stuff that would have been blocking you and all that, that's what comes up and comes out first. It's not coming up and coming out first to attack you if you are looking at it the right way. It's not coming up to attack you or to degrade you, or unless that's the type of person you are. It's realistically letting you know what you need to shift and change in your behavior, right? Some of it will be in like the third eye aspect. When your third eye is activated, it'll show you not only what it is you need to overcome, but the way it is that your thoughts would have manifested and who they would have originated from. Within you being able to identify these different aspects of whatever be clearing out of your chakras, it's intended for you to be able to find the relatable source, get to the root of the problem, and address the root of the problem in yourself. When you address it in yourself, it'll naturally be addressed in others. And you can't, and it's one of those things, the shit don't happen overnight. It's not a motherfucking magic trick. It's not a wish upon a star. You can't do none of that shit. You have to put the actual effort and energy into it. That was part of the reason why with being out with my daughter today, I had to, talk with her through the whole situation so that she could get a good understanding, not only of what it was that she was assisting and breaking in that side of her family bloodline, but also so she can get a good idea of, okay, I'm not supposed to look down on them because this is what they were given. This is what they were given. This is what they were taught. This is what was, and even if it wasn't taught, it was what was considered and deemed acceptable to some level and to some degree. So it was like, okay, well, yeah, because here's the deal that comes into place with judgments, even with my sisters and all of that. It's when I had already told them a long time ago what it is that I was going through and what it is that was happening. I had given them the tools. I told them what to play if they felt a lot of any type of, like if they felt a lot of heat around them out of nowhere and then they just got suddenly angry. I let them know, play this, and they wouldn't play the music with it. They did it their own way. And then they turn around and re-engage in it. And it's like, okay, you gotta stay away from it. I monitored it for a second while I was at my sister's house, but then I realized that she enjoyed that feeling too much. She enjoyed the feeling of conflict. She enjoyed the feeling, of degradation, her and the judgmental aspect. Now, part of that, right? Yeah, I can't for sure say that it's a zodiac thing. That's just a people thing. And with me just accepting it, it's one of those, okay, that's just who you are and that's just what you like. Okay, baby, I can't be around it. I can't be around it. I can't deal with it. I can't support that. And myself, no, I can't do both. I can't do both. And when I was around them the last time, I did let them know, I'm more likely not going to be talking to y'all for a while if I talk to you ever again. Because you pretty much let me know how you feel about it. And after a year or two, that's not going to be enough time for it to really sink in everything. Like when a person fucks up with you, the same amount of time it took them fucking up with you, that's the same amount of time that it takes for it to be resolved. So if a person been fucking you over and treating you like shit for 30 years of your fucking life, guess how long it's gonna take before it gets resolved? Before it's fully resolved. Because you need to... I heard you talking about typical human nature. Yeah. Typically. But if you're inclined and you're ascending, you'll get over it really quickly, but the other persons may not necessarily get over it that quickly. But yeah, but the original thought. After I went to Loaves and Fishes, while I was at Loaves and Fishes though, one of the things that happened, it was I guess you could call him a roommate. I guess you could. We all stayed in the same house together, or church, or however you want to see it. Destiny. She was an Aries in the reverse, and she knew some of the people it was, or she knew one of a group of people it was that I knew. But she didn't know that I was as close to them as I had been, and it just so happened that her knowing just those few people. Her say what you have to in this moment, because I'm seeing it too. She was appropriating. She was culturally appropriating. And with her being a little white girl, thinking because she knows rappers in a community, that automatically gives her street credibility. It's like, no, baby, because I used to cuss them the fuck out when we was in high school. So that gives you no street credibility with me. What'll give you street credibility with me is how well it is you take care of your child. Whether or not you want to even sit with your kid and be around your child, other than for you to collect a child support check. Because that's what she realistically was doing in that moment. And when her son went to his dad's house and they decided for her kid to stay at her dad's house, it was not because of her behavior. She wasn't doing nothing with the kids. She didn't give a fuck about the kids. And it was showing. She had to go to a different space that was more accommodating to her. Oh yeah, that typically is what happens with a lot of the shelters. They move around the people that are actually in the shelter system first, and then they calculate, you know, who will actually get a bed and all the other stuff. So, I already knew that. That was the reason why I was holding on to the shit. It was I was trying to hold on for. Fuck, I still did not call the housing authority. I still gotta call and make reports to the housing authority. Oh, okay. So there's gonna be an offer coming in. I'm trying. Yeah, that would be what would be clearing out with an offer coming in, being a small token of stability. But yeah, I still gotta call him and report what my experience was throughout this whole little situation. People at the lower level, yeah, because I've built a rapport with so many people who are at the higher level. It's like if I'm building this rapport with you, it's best if I just tell you. Okay. But no, one of the things my mom told me before she passed away, and I do carry it with me, we had just the last movie me and my mom watched together was The Help, right? And whenever the Five of Pentacles comes up, I know it may mean a lot to other people, but it does remind me of what my mom told me. You is strong, you is wise, you is beautiful. And I'm like, Mama, that is not what that said. She said, I don't care what it said. That's what I want to tell you. And I said, okay. Yeah, because she knows I understand things and like from like the movie perspective a whole lot real good. And that's just how I've always been. Primarily because of, in childhood, I was sat in front of a TV. I sat in front of a TV more than I spent time outside, so to speak. But that's neither here nor there. For this month, it means a lot to know though. Oh, okay. But yeah, so in short, we got a lot of stuff done today, and I do personally feel like it's a lot of good progress coming, as things move forward. And yeah, in that regard, that was a challenge to the politicians. You can't claim that you are all about the people and you're a humanitarian and I'm a philanthropist, but your ass won't get out there and get in the mud with them. No, sir, no, ma'am. That's one thing I definitely respected the fuck out of my mama for, because she would get in the trenches with me, not meaning she would fight me and get down dirty and all this other stuff and try and be all mean and shit to me with me. No, what I mean by getting down in the trenches with me, wherever I was, if she seen that I needed help with fighting or whatever it was that was going on, she would help me fight. She would fight with me, alongside me, not against me. So with my sisters and stuff doing that, it's one of those, nah, you are not acting. Yeah, those particular sisters. I do have one sister that fights alongside me, and I gotta check. I hope she been getting my damn messages. Yeah, she hasn't responded yet. She hasn't responded yet, but she got a lot going on because she's pregnant right now and she's married. And that's the other thing. All my sisters, they married and the type of relationship they want to be in. It's one of those. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give me one of them. I'm cool with that. I'm being cool right now, y'all. So just go with it. I'm gonna get me one of those. Like, yeah, because right after I had posted, y'all, for real, this kind of fucked me up. After I posted, where's my husband? I want my husband. Where the fuck is my husband? I saw an Instagram reel with two older women, and they was like, one of them was like, where's my husband? And then the other one, she comes in and was like, I don't need one and all this other shit. And it's one of those, that be kind of like, I be feeling like Instagram be trying to sneak this. It's one of those, if you don't shut your old wench ass up, don't nobody got time for this shit. I don't want to get completely out of pocket with you, but some people make you do that. It's one of those. No, I'm not changing my mind. Just because shit didn't work out for you, this is the reason why the shit didn't work out for you. You didn't even try to figure it the fuck out as to why it didn't work for you. If I want to believe in love, bitch, I'm gonna believe in love. Whether you want me to or fucking not is irrelevant. Just because your shit is old and decrepit because you made it that way, don't mean I want my shit to be old and decrepit. I don't want other people vicariously living through me. That's the other thing that comes into place with the why it is I made a lot of the statements and it was I did earlier on in my journey. The copycat essence could also be vicariously living through a person. And sure, yeah, when you get I don't need them. I want my kids to make their own decisions. I really, really do. And some of it that was frustrating for me was that I had to identify certain situations that was going on with them, not only as it was something that I would have inadvertently showed them to do, but also that I didn't have the support with them growing up that I felt like I paid for. I paid for a motherfucker to do right with my kids and by my kids. So the least that they could have did was right with my kids and by my kids, according to what the fuck I wanted them to do, not according to what the fuck they wanted to do. So there's that. Yeah, I paid for my kids everywhere they went. This is the first time I haven't been able to do that shit, y'all. And that in itself, yeah, it's one of those, you want a bitch to go through all these bad rituals and ego deaths and all this other shit. Trust me, you're doing it. It's getting done. Because I'm used to being able to do the stuff, by myself. But what I will say is, on the flip side of it, I'm grateful that I have assistance from those who would be around me immediately and afar. And I'm going to be checking resources, and I got to make sure, I'm probably going to do that tomorrow, which would be a good day for me to do it, because it's Jupiter and higher knowing and luck and all that other stuff. I'll just go ahead and make sure I look up the woman's information so I could tell her about what it was that happened with the case manager it is I have. No, I still have the emails. I hope I still have the emails, y'all. My damn Google One subscription, I think it just canceled. Oh, no. No. Yeah, it holds all my emails and all of my pictures. I need some money. I need the monies. So it's that, and then the other part of it, with what happened with the money. No, because I noticed one of the things that happened is people don't understand the flow of a prosperity ritual. That's the reason why the shit not working for them. Because a person can only give out, like, it's spiritual law that you can only give out so much before you have to get something back. And with the not getting back, it's one of those, I have to adhere to, most people can identify it as spiritual law, but it'll be universal law, the universal law of reciprocation. Whatever is given to you, you have to not only, you have to at least make sure you give back what was given to you. Whatever was given to you, you have to make sure you at least give back in the material what was given to you. And in the energetic setting, you do that like through conversations and stuff like that. So I'm trying to stay on top of it. That's something that I personally have been making sure I do and I stay on top of, because between being torn with the spiritual missions it is that I said, no, because I still have a spiritual mission. I'm supposed to took my ass to New York, if for no other reason than to show my face up in New York, so whoever got beef with me there can go ahead and say whatever the fuck they have to and do what they have to. Because I know, because the name that kept coming up in the readings was Charmaine Wiley. And it's one of those, you did that, you doing all this little sneaky shit from fucking New York. Well, let me go ahead and bring my ass up to New York so you could see me face to face, and she could stop using that fucking book and getting everybody in fucking trouble. she's not reading it right and she's not utilizing it correctly. That's the reason why she having fucking problems and why so many spiritualists in New York who would be having problems because she fucking with a whole bunch of shit. I know she's definitely a media person, and that whole situation of what happened with Carmen Noella and all of the chicks who was running with her and how Corey was a part of all of that. So I was, man, ain't nobody got time for that. I ain't saving your ass. You want to be a damsel in distress, then bitch, be one. Fuck you mean? Yeah, this is the reason why I get called a bitch. Because it's one of those, nope, I'm not helping your ass no more. It's only so many times that you can get deserted in a situation. And this is my first, and I don't like playing a damsel in distress or being a damsel in distress to any capacity. I heard, is this the first time it happened to you on this level? Yeah, it is. I didn't think it was for real, y'all. Can I tell y'all real quick? And then I'm gonna get off here. I didn't expect for it to happen to me on this level or at any level. No, listen, this is why I didn't expect it. Because I figure I'm raising vibrations. I'm doing what my spiritual mission is. Yeah, I'm doing what God told me to. And I get that the devil may not quote unquote like it, but I also have a good understanding of it don't be the devil all the damn time. It don't even be what people perceive to be demonic. It just be, some people are just really, on the ancestral level, damn humans and their fucking bloodlust. The reptilian nature, yeah, that'll be about more so, the different, that type of shit. And if they would have tapped into it and how they can transmute it and shift it and all that other stuff. But even in the bloodlust aspect, most of it, from what I learned, came from the noted, so to speak. I'm pretty sure it happened before that. But the noted information of the Egyptians and what they were teaching in Kemet with surgeries. And it wasn't only Kemet, but it was a few, because it was like, at one point it was like 5 or 6 world libraries. Yeah, and the Vatican has most of that information. They burned a lot of the libraries down. They took what they wanted out of them, and the rest of it, they just burned it. Burn it all. In my Morticia Adams voice. But the other parts of it, they ended up, or within them doing that, a lot of information got lost. And with like some energy vampires in there is the actual blood disease, right? That would require actual blood, either blood, some of it would be about, like blood transfusions. Others, it would be that they would have to actually take in blood. That's where the whole vampirism aspect comes in, for them to even sustain life. Like, they could eat regular food and shit, but their primary source would have to be like actual blood. And that's a real disease, y'all. So I think I'll look it up. Did y'all like the way I used the word of the day from Tip? Tip gave me a tip. And because I do recall saying, the kids need to use it as a word of a day. And it's one of those, okay, yeah, some people need to, I don't know if I use it in the right sentence, but I used it for the day. You did? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's me being, being a bad little kid. That's about as bad as it's gonna get with me. Unless somebody do something to me, then I'll start fighting and stuff. But with the word of the day, I figured I post it, I use it, and they'll be like, oh, okay, well, adults are using it too. Yeah, set an example for the kids. Regardless if they catch on to it right then and there, they had somebody to set the example for it. It may not be for them to catch on to it right then and there. That's the paradox that comes into place with me saying that I feel like it's a humiliation ritual already, with so many people doing dumb shit, and I know I would have had some sort of contact or influence with them. But all right, y'all, light and love to y'all. I'm on my Mulan and Mushu shit. Go to your tent, and I'm in it, and I gotta get this shit together. Yes, it looks decent. No, it don't. No, the fuck it don't. It don't look decent at all. It really doesn't. I should be ashamed of myself. Yeah, it was cool. It was cool last night, and it'd be cool for a minute. But then once I gotta get dressed and go somewhere, it's just like my regular. It was what? It's just like my regular house. I be going through shit, and then it turns into I'll clean up real good, and then once it's time for me to get dressed to go and do something, shit turns into a whole fucking tornado. Looks like a damn hurricane hit my shit, and yeah. So light and love to y'all. That closes this report. I'm gonna go ahead and seal this report up real quick. It's also giving some shit that y'all might want to pay attention to, some sealed documents. Yep, that's what we want to know. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. It could be dealing with some sealed documents that will be going on. Oh, and for with loaves and fishes, they don't have a record of me being there because the folder, my folder was given to me when I left. So them not having a record of me being there is intentional. That's intentional. They didn't want nobody to know I had been there because Jackie was more than likely working with a few people underhandedly in that regard. Hell, I didn't know. I didn't care to talk about the shit. You want to know what I was expecting to happen when it comes to all of this? That it stayed where the fuck it was. Since I did what I was supposed to do and I left it the fuck alone, that they would have left it the fuck alone. But that didn't happen. So now I got to talk about it, and now people got to go digging and searching for shit. And that's very annoying. Very fucking annoying, because it's like, yeah, it be the whole, oh, well, you dragging out the past. No, bitch, I'm clarifying your fuck up. That's not dredging up anything. All right, light and love to y'all. I hope everybody has a good day from here in. I have to make sure I take care of these things and see what spirit wants me to do for the next day or so. Heard you gonna do a reading for yourself? Absolutely. I always do readings for myself. I don't post all of the readings it is that I do. Yeah, and I don't always watch other people's readings. I watch them when I need to. And sometimes for me, a thumbs up is me just saying, hey, I see you. Yeah, I'm still alive. Because I know when a person likes your video or whatnot, it shows up on that thing that ever so many people and who the people were that liked your video. Yeah, in short, I learned a different way to check in because I don't like ain't nobody got time for all that other crazy shit. All right. But all right, light and love to y'all, okay? Yeah, because see, remember light work? It ain't light work. It is not light work. It's not light work. It's not light work. And I say that in real life too. I said it at the crossroads today. Yeah, I did when we were out and about. I said it. That's right. I said it. I said light work ain't light work. And I'm going to keep saying it. Because it's not. Understanding what would be going on in your shadows doesn't necessarily mean that your shadows have to be bad. Just because something is hidden doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Don't try and surprise me, though, because I don't like that shit. I hate surprises. I be trying to tell people that, and they think that I'm fucking lying or, no, it's a good surprise. I ain't had not one yet. Not one yet. But when a person let me know what would be going on with me, it's a whole lot better. Whew. All right. Okay. Well, light and love to y'all, okay? All right. Because you remember light work? It ain't light work. It is not light work. Understanding your shadows, learning about yourself, getting a more in-depth history of things around you. It's not light work. It's not light work. And that's why you have to stay light while you work